to Slushie Review.
Welcome back to Slushie Review. This is Keith Anderson.
And this is Chris.
And today we are going to wrap up our DCEU series with... I don't know the whole movie's title.
All right. The full title in the movie was Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. Apparently nobody fucking saw it when they called it that, so they decided to remarket it as just Harley Quinn Birds of Prey.
Right.
Which, yeah, I mean, that's...
We will let you know.
Yeah.
So,
maybe
this is our last movie that we watched and that we're going to review for the DCEU. It's a good thing.
And then we're going to do our DC mini wrap-up, rating episode.
Yes,
You're going to want to hear that one.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's going to be the last time we're going to talk about Batman ever. Fucking fat chance. No. Impossible. I guarantee next episode we'll be talking about that bastard.
We might talk about Batman in our next movie, Batman. No.
Hey.
No dice. But either way, thank you for listening. We appreciate the support. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. Search for us on YouTube. You can find all the episodes on YouTube. You can also follow us on Spotify and also Apple Podcasts and also Amazon Music and anywhere else you find podcasts. And on Twitter, we're at Slushie Review. Okay. So I'm doing the plot.
Yes.
Of this fantabulous movie.
Yes, because you said if you do the plot, some shit's going to come out. I want to hear it.
Oh. So
we all want to hear it.
Let me... Okay, I'm just... No. I'm going to be fair. I'm just going to stick to my likes and dislikes.
When have we ever done that? When have we ever been fair, or overtly fair at least?
Long time ago when I was a boy. Yeah. So, so let me tell you what I thought it was before I get into the plot. So, honestly, when I saw the trailers, I was like, I don't want to see this movie. I was like, this movie looks dumb. And then there were some actresses in it that I was like, oh, I would like to see her, but I don't care about this movie. So I honestly thought, I was like, oh, this is Suicide Squad 2. That's what I thought. I was like, oh, okay, these are just all like bad guys, quote unquote.
Yeah. And
they're teaming up to stop somebody who else is badder.
I think you could be forgiven for that not really mistaken notion about this movie.
Listen, up until like the last 5 minutes, I was right.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah,
because I had never heard of any of these characters besides Harley Quinn, which is another reason why this movie probably did terrible in the theaters,
possibly
because nobody knows who these people are, which is fine. Unless you're a diehard comic book fan, you don't know who these people are. So yeah, I'll tell you. And then one thing, and I know this is like kind of reviewing it, but just in general for the DCEU, one thing that they did in the Marvel movies is that they brought uninteresting characters into other movies, other standalone movies. Am I wrong?
I feel like you're talking about Hawkeye.
I'm not. I'm talking about Scarlet Widow. Shit. I don't even know her name. That's how much I hate her.
Black Widow.
Yes.
Scarlet Witch Johansson.
Yes. Yes, Scarlet. Yes, her. That one. The dead one. She. They brought her into Captain America 2. Was it? No.
Iron Man 2.
Iron Man 2.
Mm-hmm.
They brought Hawkeye in Thor. First one?
Yeah.
And in the second? No, just the first one.
Just the first one.
Okay. So that was
that's how big of an impact he had on it.
And then he was a bad guy for 90% of Avengers.
God.
So I was like, okay, that's the way you bring in people who I don't give a shit about.
Right.
But DCEU was like, hey, how about we just give you everybody as full-time members? Here's the thing. Solo movies, Harley Quinn has gotten more screen time than Batman.
Mm-hmm.
That's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem for me. I don't know if it's a problem for you, but it's a problem for me.
It's not a problem.
And as much as I shit on Batman, guess what? I'd rather watch him than Harley Quinn.
Same.
10 times out of 10, I'd recommend that over anything Harley Quinn is in, honestly. Like, personally, if they would have brought Harley Quinn into the Christopher Nolan one, like when Joker came around, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. That'd be like a nice little, like, oh, hey, there she is, like, blah, blah. And I would enjoy it. And it would be one of my likes. But in Suicide Squad, I was like, eh. And I think it was one of my likes in Suicide Squad, but I was just like, it's okay. So it's like, hey, I found a quarter in a piece of shit, but I don't, it's still a quarter at the end of the day.
It's still a piece of shit.
I wanted it, Yeah. So either way. So that's what I thought the movie was.
I don't think I've ever heard that.
I've just made it up.
What, analogy,
on
metaphor, whatever?
On
Found
the fly.
a quarter in a piece of shit. All right. So who's the quarter in this piece of shit?
Not Harley Quinn. So okay, let's get to the plot so I don't veer off subject.
Actually, no, I think I know who your quarter is in this piece of shit.
Well, yeah. I said like 5 times how much I loved her.
Rosie Perez.
Yes. Yes. Anyway, let me stop before I just give you a rating right now. Okay, the plot. The plot goes. Man, I'm having a hard time even thinking about the plot. Okay, the plot goes. Harley Quinn starts off telling a story about how her and Mr. J, aka Puddin, aka Joker, broke up for real this time, and how she's a woman on her own, and she's trying to become her own crime boss opposite of the Joker, since they don't hang out anymore. It shows her doing things after that, but it's so then I should do the cast.
You want to switch?
No.
You want to switch? I'll switch you.
It's okay. It's okay.
Right.
I'm gonna push through it. It's and then she tells a little bit more story about how she doesn't like the Black Mask, who's the villain of the story, who's Obi-Wan Kenobi, aka Ewan McGregor, whatever. He is the bad guy. She finds out after she breaks up with Joker that she is hated by everybody in Gotham City. And they only didn't hate her or never said anything because she was with the Joker and everybody was scared of the Joker. So now they found out that she wasn't scared of the Joker, or that she wasn't with the Joker anymore. Everyone's trying to kill her. So they either try to kill her, try to capture her, to kill her, etc., etc. And then that's it. That's all I got. I got nothing else.
There wasn't really much else to it.
There really wasn't. I can't even piece together a plot because it was kind of like
Disjointed.
Yes. I'm sorry, guys. I feel like I disappointed you guys. I'm disappointed, and I feel like I should have a better. Do you have a better plot?
A better plot? This is Harley Quinn's rebound movie.
Okay.
I guess it's about her trying to get her groove back.
Yes.
And find out that everyone thinks she's a piece of shit because she is a piece of shit.
Facts.
And that's about it.
That's it.
Now, do you want to do the cast?
See, here's the thing. I was like, man, if you can come up with a better plot than me, I would have cut all that I said and just. But if that's all you got, then that's what we're going with. What is this movie called? Birds of Prey. Yeah. So, yeah, I'll do the cast.
All right,
if that's okay with you.
Oh, that's fine. I did say I want to do the cast because that was like the easier part. To be honest with you, when you're like, what do you want to do? You want to do plot or cast? I was like, I gotta summarize those. Fucking
same
gobbledygook.
Yes, that.
Yeah,
exactly that.
I was like, you know what? I'll let you do the plot. I'll do you the service of letting you do the plot while I take the light work and just tell them who's in it.
I love it.
But no, you do the cast.
No,
please.
It's okay.
No,
it's okay.
You do it, please.
You sure?
Yes.
I'll do it.
Here's who's in it. No. Go.
Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Harley Quinn. She comes back. Margot Robbie comes back at Harley Quinn. That's the only person that has come back technically in the entire DCEU from the Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah.
Technically. And I say technically because they show a shot of Boomerang.
Yeah, it's like a little
And
wanted,
poster.
thing.
Didn't care about that. Anyway, why couldn't you just show Batman one time?
I kept waiting for it.
You said
man.
it. I was like,
I said it. Yeah, I crossed my fingers like Batman.
He's not
Batman.
showing up.
Oh, right. There's a bad guy in this movie.
Yeah. And I'm like, where's Batman at? What the fuck? First off, anyway.
Whenever Batman's not on screen, all the characters should be asking, "Where's Batman?"
They said Batman's name one time.
Yeah.
And she was talking about when she got caught.
Yeah. And they also fucking continually name drop the Joker, and which, makes sense. Didn't show up at all.
Nope.
I mean, he was in like the weird little animated intro thing.
When she was in the pool, of acid or whatever,
Yeah.
and he picked her up, you saw the back of his green hair.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, which was the same flashback from Suicide Squad, wasn't it?
Nah, I think it was totally different. I think they did it again.
Oh.
Because they only showed like his hair and his ear. Like they didn't show him.
So they did it again without Jared Leto.
Yes. Yep. That's exactly what happened. Dumb.
Bummer for him.
Dumb. You could at least showed him. God damn it. Give him a couple bucks. Hey, we're using your likeness again that they already have rights to.
He's like, hang on, let me turn into a fucking crazy person again so they can shoot this scene where you don't see my face.
Either way. All right. So we have Rosie Perez. She's Montoya. She's a detective. We have Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who we've talked about before.
Yes.
In
Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
The Young Scott Pilgrim versus the World. This was Ramona.
Flowers.
She was amazing.
She was very good.
She was Huntress, or the bow and arrow guy, crossbow killer. Her real name in the movie was Helena Bertinelli. After that, we also have Journey Smouye, Black Canary. Her name was Dina Lance. Journey Smouye, she's been in a lot of things, especially when she was younger. She was a child actress. Right now, she's in a show called Lovecraft Country. I think it's on HBO, I think. It might be on Showtime, actually.
I don't think you're right about the HBO thing.
Yeah, but she's in that movie, or she's in that show. She was also in... She was also in the Cosby Show when she was a kid. She was in Full House when she was a kid. Hanging with Mr. Cooper when she was a kid. So she's done a lot of movies. I've known her forever. I love her. She's amazing. Simple as that. Her brother is... oh, shoot. What's his name? Jesse? Starts with a J. No. Damn it, what's his name? Because I'm going to get it wrong. Jussie Smollett.
Oh, okay.
That's her brother. Dave Chappelle calls him Juicy.
Yes.
And that's what I wanted to say.
That's what I was going to say, too. I was like, if I correct him, it's not going to sound right, because I know I'm wrong.
But yes, his name is Jussie, but Dave Chappelle called him Juicy Smollett. But he's a guy who lied about being beat up and noose around his neck
In Chicago, right?
in Chicago by a couple MAGA people. So yes, that's her brother. You also have Ewan McGregor,
Yes.
who is known as Obi-Wan Kenobi, to me at least. He's was it Black Mask?
Black Mask.
The Black Mask, Roman Sinonis. The one movie I was trying to tell you about, he was a Pope. Mm-hmm. And you were like, what? And I was like, yeah. And then something happened on the screen I didn't get to finish telling you. So he was a Pope in... It's a Tom Hanks movie. I think it's called Angels and Demons.
Okay.
It's a trilogy of the Da Vinci Code. The Da Vinci Code had a trilogy. It's Da Vinci Code, something else, and Angels and Demons.
Okay.
And they were all the same. He played the same person. It was all about, Bibles and shit. Mm-hmm. And in the last one, they were trying to save the world from somebody blowing up the Catholic Church. And so, like,
oh no,
yeah. So Ewan McGregor was He was the guy that the bad people put in place to take over as Pope, and if he would have took over as Pope, yeah,
so he would be like the evil Pope.
Yeah, he wasn't necessarily evil, but they wanted him because they knew. I'm pretty sure that's how it worked. But they wanted him to be the guy because he was a pawn for them.
Okay,
and they were like, everybody else, whatever. So it was a whole thing. I like those movies. Those movies are great.
I've never seen them.
Your boy, what's the guy with the Infinity Stone in his head?
Vision? Paul Bettany?
Vision. Paul Bettany's in the movie. He's in the Da Vinci Code. He's a super pale dude who kind of looks like powder, and he whips himself with some nine tails. I don't know if you know what those are.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he also has this thing on his leg. So anytime he commits a sin, he has to,
Oh, doesn't he like cut himself?
Yeah.
I think I have seen some of that.
It's not really like a cut. It's like a metal. I want to say rope, but it's like a metal rope. So think about it. It wraps around your leg, and you can pull it tighter, and then it has thorns in it. And he just like every time he commits a sin, he tightens it on his leg, and then bleeds out, passes out, wakes up the next day, shit like that.
Oh,
yeah, it's like atonement for his sins.
Okay. And
his sin is always killing someone. So I'm like, oh, okay,
stop killing people.
Yeah. Well, he has to because he's trying to. In the movie, I don't know if you said you haven't seen it.
No.
So in the movie, they're trying to, the Catholic Church. I think it's a Catholic church. Somebody's trying to stop Tom Hanks, who's a detective, from revealing that Jesus was a normal man, because that he wasn't a deity, that he was a normal guy and he had a kid. That was the whole thing. Because if you tell everybody that, the world collapses.
Apparently,
yes. Like people are like, what? So they find it because they're like, oh, they have a lineage. Like he has a lineage. Like these are like he has like a kid, and then they have kids, and so they have to find the last heir of Jesus and kill that person. So that's what Paul Bettany's job is.
Okay.
Because if you kill them, they don't exist, obviously. And if you kill them, then not only do they not exist, but you can't prove that they're, an heir. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know how that works, but yes, that's when I say it out loud. I'm like, well, wait a minute.
I have to give my testimony that I am related to Jesus, and everyone's going to believe me. I'm going to go on Maury.
Yes.
It's like today's episode.
That's the whole thing.
A man claims to be the distant relative of Jesus Christ. Let's bring him out here. Boo! Hey, fuck you. Fuck you. You don't know me. Fuck you. You go fuck yourself.
He don't look like me.
We're going to send him to boot camp.
Where's the thorns at, huh?
There's no cross. I don't see no cross up there, Maury. Come on.
Too far. I love it. Okay, so then one of my favorite characters from the DC is Victor Zsasz.
Yes.
He's played by a guy named Chris Messina. That is it.
Yeah, pretty much. And there's like the kid, and that's it.
Yeah, I can't pronounce her name, so I didn't say it. Yeah, that's pretty much it, though. So, that's the cast of this amazing movie. So let's go to some likes.
Yeah, we're just liars in this episode.
Oh man, at this point, wait till we get to those dislikes. I'll tell you what. Yeah, I'm gonna let you go first since I did the cast and the plot ish.
All right, so my likes.
Few and far between.
I have a couple. They're not especially strong. I'm going to give one to Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
As Roman Sionis, and co-like for Victor Zsasz. Because the two of them together, there was like this weird chemistry that was like almost like, I don't know. I got this vibe off of the Roman Sionis character that he was, I don't want to say like an Andy Warhol vibe because I don't really know who Andy Warhol is, but like that weird vibe where he's just like kind of eccentric. Yeah. He has a lot of different things that he collects.
Yes.
He has like a lot of art, weird statues and stuff, like statues of himself. He had like for the universe a very eccentric wardrobe. He had like a lot of flashy nightclub clothes, but he also had a lot of like pastel, like tucking your shirt into your like white pants with your giant belt going on things. Like he had, I don't know, almost like a 50s or 60s style like wardrobe going on in some scenes, and him and Zaz were like really close.
Yeah. It was kind of like he was trying to be better than who he was.
Yeah.
Like he was like a bad guy villain, but he was like, no, I'm a good guy.
Yeah.
And then it like crept out every so often.
Yeah, because he's like, that's mine.
Yep.
That's mine. I own that, or I own them.
Yep.
And I don't know. I liked his little bursts of
Rage.
like,
Yes.
fuck. They used a lot of fucks in this movie. I think this is the first and only R-rated movie in the DCEU.
Probably.
Because they were not shy with the fucks.
Well, Suicide Squad might have been R-rated, right?
Was it?
I don't know.
I don't know. But I don't remember them. But I wrote this one for F for don't fucking see it. But yeah, like this one, they were not shy with the F bombs.
Yeah, no, they weren't.
Him especially.
No.
But like him and Zaz had this. Zaz toward him seemed to have this thing where he really almost seemed like he loved him.
Yeah.
Because he was later in the movie, he's like, he needs me to take care of him. He needs me to like protect him, even though he's a very dangerous man in his own right.
Oh, Zaz. Is that how you met Zaz? The way I met Zaz?
In Gotham?
Yes.
No, I think the first time, because again, not all that familiar with DC compared to Marvel. The first time I saw Zaz in something, I want to say was Batman: Arkham Asylum.
Oh, okay. The game?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because he doesn't not look like he does in Gotham, but he looks almost more like Dhalsim from Street Fighter.
Oh.
But he's like covered in scars and had a knife thing.
Oh.
And like because he was covered in scars in this movie, and every time they showed him from like a different angle, you could see like a little bit more. Because when they first showed him, I didn't know who he was until we had the subtitles on, and as soon as he starts to speak, it said like Zaz. I was like,
I was so excited.
and then like he turned his head and he saw like a couple scars like near his hairline to his eyebrow, and then like he turned his face and he had like a couple more on the other side, and then he had them down his neck, and like he had an open collared shirt on. They were all over his chest.
So I'll tell you what I was disappointed about in that character. I thought they were gonna like mention Harley Quinn doing something to him, because if you notice his what do you say, his on his face, it was kind of like it was something, like it was in the shape of something.
Yeah,
like the
almost.
one right by his hairline was like, and then it like went out like two L's, like kind of like this or whatever. And it was, I was like, okay, that got to be something. That's why he hates Harley Quinn, right? Like it has to be. Did they mention that? No. And then he was like, oh, I got a spot for you right here, and it looks like a bullet hole. And I'm like, oh yeah, she shot him. And he goes, just cuz. And I'm like, fuck this movie.
Yeah. So I liked that. I liked them individually and together. Like I liked their chemistry. I liked their whole vibe. I liked Mary Elizabeth Winstead's character. I liked the Huntress. Even though I don't feel like she had a ton to do with the general goings on of the movie.
No, she did not.
No, like she was here and there in small amounts. And then they did the flashback again where they showed her not die when her whole family got gunned down. Even when they first showed it, I was like, well, that kid didn't die. That kid just fell down.
Yeah.
Like, she didn't get
she
shot.
was behind.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, that's obviously her. Because I put that part together pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And
that made sense.
We'll get to this later, but the movie jumps around so fucking much. It was kind of hard for me, being stupid, I guess, to see where one scene was and wasn't. But yeah, I feel like I liked her being in it. I wish she would have been in more of it.
Agreed. Because
she was interesting. Like she was fairly interesting.
She was a scene stealer.
Yeah. Like she was funny. She had a fucking crossbow that she was shooting people up with. I liked it. She drove a motorcycle.
Yeah. She was just a badass.
Yeah, she was awesome.
And then another thing, I think this is just her in general, but kind of not, no, because when she was in Die Hard, she wasn't this way. So maybe it's just her character, but she was kind of, okay, like in Scott Pilgrim, she was standoffish because she didn't want it. She was like, I'm better than you. Mm-hmm. But in this one, she was like standoffish because she didn't grow up around other people.
Yeah, because she was raised by assassins.
Yeah. So she was all like, what? Like, just awkward.
She was like practicing her intro phrase in the mirror.
Hilarious.
I did like that.
That was hilarious. I did.
That was good.
I agree.
Other like the evidence room fight when they're in the GCPD and the fucking hits out on the kid, and the bikers, like the Gotham City Hunters, I think is what their vest said.
Oh.
They came in and were trying to abduct the child by shooting at her.
Did you notice that too?
Yes.
I was like, wait a minute.
Because they're like, oh, there's the kid. Harley Quinn grabs her, and they immediately just start shooting, and like, get the girl alive.
Yeah.
After they just unloaded like 30 rounds at her.
Each. There's
Easy.
3 of them.
Yeah, while she's running. Like, okay, well, that's a good start.
Yeah.
But
5 feet away from her.
Yeah. There was some cool shit in it. She's all about baseball bats, apparently. She grabs a bat, aluminum bat this time, and just goes to town on people. Because she had the fucking Suicide Squad, she had the wooden bat that she was knocking out those rock soldiers with. And in this one, she has an aluminum bat that she is beating the shit out of regular ass people with, and they're not falling apart.
Here it comes.
They're not getting fucking destroyed. They're not getting maimed. And there's guns around, but instead of the guns, you use a bat because that's better.
Way better.
Everyone else is using a gun, and she's just beating the shit out of them.
Yep.
But there was some really cool stuff in it. She sets the dude's face on fire with the lighter.
Oh, that was fun.
She like hides behind a mountain of fucking cocaine bricks, and they're shooting it up, and she like takes a big whiff and gets all fucking gassed up and fucks up some dude's legs with a bat. Hardcore.
Yep.
Like the fight itself was really cool, and since I'm talking about it, later in the movie, they finally give that fucking mallet some use.
Yes.
Her fucking Harley Quinn mallet, even though it looked smaller in this one than it did in Suicide Squad.
You said it.
Might have been cold in there. But like at the end of the movie, she used it, and I was like, "Great, finally!" I think I even said it while we were watching. I was like, "Fine, she uses that thing." That's I mean, the ending, the funhouse fight was also good with everybody doing some stuff. That's about my likes.
That's fair.
And
yeah,
that's about it for me.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw it over to you for the short list. The shorter list, maybe. Because mine wasn't a long list.
It's literally all your likes.
Maybe we should start doing like a coin toss or something for like who gets to go first.
No, it's okay. I like it.
Likes.
We've been going back and forth, so I like it. It's okay. I'm not even mad about it. So, and again, as a theme of this podcast, I'm going to read what I wrote because I find that fun.
Just what you wrote, yes. Exactly.
So I wrote this at the very beginning. Pretty funny. That's what I wrote. And
did you erase it later?
I did not. No,
scratch it out.
I didn't. So here's the thing: I came into this movie not wanting to like this movie. Mm-hmm. It happened, but I
self-fulfilling prophecy self-fulfills sometimes.
Sometimes, no, I came in this movie like I just didn't want to watch it. I was like, we could just cut this out. I don't even care. It has nothing to do with anything. Okay, back to the likes. So I thought that, but when I first sat down and it came on, the first thing she was like, I'm going to start back at the beginning, and they show a sperm and an egg, and that was just hilarious to me. I thought that was so funny. It's like, dumb humor will get me every time, and I don't care. Like, I know some people are above that, but I'm not. So, that's how it starts off. Funny. Then the things that were going on in the movie were also equally funny. There was a lot of funny shit. When Huntress came around and the kid was like, who is this Robin Hood ass weapon? Because she had a crossbow. And that was funny to me. So there was a lot of funny parts in it. That's it. Okay. So the rest are literally your likes. I'll tell you what I wrote. Second like. Obi-Wan. Psychotic Zaz. That's all I wrote. Because Ewan McGregor was great. Because he was psychotic. And that's what I thought. I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know the comic book tale of Black Mass. But I assume he's from Arkham Asylum. I assume he wins. I don't know if that's the case, but that's what I assumed.
I think he's in one. I think he's in like Arkham City game. At least for like the games, because I don't think he's like considered criminally insane. He's just a fucking gangster.
Yeah.
Even though he does seem a little bit off. Or at least imbalanced.
When he had that girl stand up on the table and dance
Yeah.
because he thought she was laughing at him and she wasn't, and it's just like that was like I was like, oh yeah, this guy's crazy. Zaz, okay, Zaz is my favorite. We've been watching Gotham. I don't want you to ruin anything because we're not done.
I won't.
But
partially because I don't remember some of it, to be honest with you, because it's been a minute.
But Gotham is a great show. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Watch that before you watch this, or don't watch this. Watch Gotham. And Zaz Gotham is hilarious. He is psychotic. And he's just a fun time. Every time he comes on the screen, I'm like, this is fun. I had a good time when I watched Zaz. And every time he comes on the screen, me and my girlfriend are like, Zaz. I'm like, yes, you know some shit's about to go down.
Especially in Gotham. He's very charming. Not that he's not charming in this one, but he's very
way better in Gotham.
Like, hey, guys, how you doing? He's always smiling. He's always like well dressed. Yeah. But he would just fucking destroy it if he felt like it.
Oh, I loved it. I loved every second of it. Even in this movie though, just because he was Zaz, I think that's why I liked him. Because after I thought about it, I was like, man, I kind of really don't care for the guy. But he played a good character though. Like, he wasn't bad. He kind of, like you said, he kind of played off of Obi-Wan or whatever, and you know, he wasn't Obi-Wan's brother, but it was a good time. So yes, so that's what I wrote. So my third one, and this is separate, Black Mask. Black Mask itself, I think that would just be a great villain outside of this movie. If he was in any other movie, I think it would be amazing.
Yeah.
But I would want to know more about it, because I want to know when he puts on that mask, he becomes like invincible or something. Like, that's what I want to know. I don't know if that's the case.
Feels like it or something.
Because because even he did something and he had the mask on, and I think Harley Quinn punched him or something. I don't remember what happened, but they like got away from him or something. I don't remember what happened, but
they were in the car.
Was that it?
It was like the car escape at the end.
Okay.
When she didn't save the child from the imminently crashing fucking car. The child that everyone's put this whole movie fucking trying to get their hands on.
She was like, oh no, better crash. Like, save myself.
Better let you die.
Yeah, so at one point, like, she punches him in the mask and he just like flies backwards. I'm like, oh, so the mask is just a regular mask?
Yeah, I think it's just like a metal or something mask.
Like, but I want him to be better than that.
Right.
Like,
because it was Obi-Wan.
Yes. And because that mask was sweet.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't corny either.
And because
it wasn't
he was
cheesy.
the fucking villain of this movie.
Yeah. I wanted him to be better.
Yes.
Like, he should have been. Obi-Wan did exactly what he could. Yeah. Obi-Wan was a 10. The Black Mask was a 10.
The movie.
But so the look I just gave Chris.
Oh God.
So
that look was not a 10.
Yes. So yeah, the Black Mask was sweet. My next, it was next, like, and honestly, these really all could be in one, but it was just mainly the best characters of the movie.
Yeah.
Huntress / Black Canary. So Huntress, Ramona Flowers was amazing. Like, everything you said, everything I said, she was kind of standoffish. She was kind of like a loner. And fortunately for me, what I liked about her is that she had nothing to do with the story. Because she had nothing.
Because she had almost nothing to do with the story.
I am trying so hard. I can't wait till we get to these dislikes. Listen, she had nothing to do with the story, and that made her even better, because she was, again, it was kind of like Black Manta. She was just there for revenge and shit else. She didn't care about no one else. And even at the end, she was like, I killed who I killed. I got to go. Like, she was like, I'm out. And then they were like, well, you're surrounded. You can't go anywhere. So, like, that's when it came different. But, like, before that, she was like... And the fact that everyone kept calling her the crossbow killer, and she wanted to be called Huntress, And every time she would say Huntress, everyone interrupted her or died. That was another thing because she kept shooting him in the neck, and she's like, "That's why they call me." And he's dead.
The crossbow killer.
Yeah, yeah. Because the one guy did that, and even then, even at the end, she was like, "They call me," and takes off her mask. She's like, "Helena." It's like, damn it, no. And it's like it's funny, and she's funny, and she's not trying. She's great. She literally brought this movie up, like to me, like in the scenes that she were in, her, Obi-Wan, Black Canary, even Zaz, they made this movie palatable.
Yeah,
to beat for me. If it wasn't for them, like if it was, and these are pretty stellar actors in my opinion. I mean, Journey Smollett, Ewan McGregor, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, like they're all pretty good actors. So they brought the movie up. Black Canary. Journey Smollett, I love her. That's all I care about. She's just amazing. She looked amazing. She had a good aesthetic to her. I didn't know she could do that at the end.
Oh, the voice thing? Oh, I thought you did.
No, when you were like, yeah, I was like, wait, what's about to happen?
Yeah, because I had to wait the whole fucking movie to get it.
I had no idea that was going to happen. I was like, this is amazing.
And then she passed out.
And like, that was it. I wish they would have showed more after that, though. Yeah. Like her waking up.
See, I thought that you knew, because when she did her song in the nightclub, like that.
The glass broke?
The glass broke.
I thought that was just like a comedic trope.
But only the one of them did.
Exactly.
There's a lot of glass in that room.
Yeah, there was. So I thought it was like a comedic trope. Like, oh, is she singing great? Like, like I was like, oh, okay, cool. But then I was like, okay. Like I knew something. I just honestly that's what I was hoping. So when she was singing in the bar, everybody kept looking at her, but then like they were not looking at her, and then like she was singing harder, and then like Black Mass turns around and looks at her, and I'm like, wait, is her voice like kind of like Poison Ivy-ish, like you gotta pay attention to me, or like now that I'm singing, like I have your attention and like you're in a trance? That's what I thought. Okay. That's what I was hoping, honestly. And I was like, that would have been sweet. Kind of like a Jigglypuff.
Okay. Yeah. More than like a Sonic scream, more like more than like Sindel in Mortal Kombat, where you like scream your fucking head off.
So much better than Sindel. In Annihilation, yeah. We should do those. Oh. Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
I'm gonna write them down.
There it is. That's a movie for you. Listen, Mortal Kombat Annihilation was on Netflix, and I was like, I can't do it. I can't. But I watched Mortal Kombat. It was so good. Mortal Kombat 1 is so
Honestly,
good.
The first one isn't bad. It isn't really that bad. But the second one, oh my goodness, is it great.
Not as good as this one.
Yeah.
No, it was better.
Except no one got cool robot arms in this movie.
No, Jax was amazing.
He was pretty good for like as little as they let him do.
Man, and he was just so... But I loved it, though. See, that's the thing. What is it called? Annihilation. Literally so many good characters in it. It's kind of like X-Men 3 for me.
Yeah, where it's just like it's good characters, but the movie itself is just kind of there.
It's like, hey, we're throwing everything at it. We're trying to make it stick.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah, that's it. And that's like, oh, Kitty Pryde's in it. Who's that? Yeah. She's so good. I don't know who that is. Yeah, I really didn't know when I saw her. I was like, I don't know. But then Archangel.
Oh, Angel was so. The bits, like the small bits he was in, he was great.
He was so good.
Kind of that fucking opening scene where he's like cutting his wings off in the bathroom, and his dad's like,
hit you.
His dad's like, not you.
But then when he stood up, it was like, I was like, oh,
I'm a monster.
So good. Either way, we're talking about way different.
We're talking about way better movies.
Better.
Sorry.
I was gonna say better. Yes. See, me and Chris are on the same page. We understand.
There's a page for this movie.
Trash. So that's it. Black Canary, great. She's amazing. That's all my likes.
Okay.
Dislikes.
A little more than mine, I feel like.
Yeah.
Dislikes?
Well, no, they were just all characters. And pretty funny was the only. Yours were, yeah.
Mine were two characters in a scene.
Here's the thing, though. If you think about it,
there are three characters in the scene.
That was really good about the movie. Now they were on the dislikes. Get into the dislikes.
Tell me what you didn't like about the movie.
All right. Who wants to go? You want to go? That's up to you.
Well, I went first on likes, so you go first on dislikes. We'll be fair.
Strap in, guys.
And I'll take a breather because I feel like this is gonna be It's gonna be a bumpy ride.
A or 1, whatever. 26 letters of the alphabet. Lack of actual Joker.
Yes.
Why is he not in this movie about her? I understand they broke up, but
It's a breakup movie.
I may be wrong.
Without the breakup.
But in the comics, they broke up a lot where he killed her or whatever. But didn't he always want her back?
I forget.
See, that's the thing. I thought he always wanted her, even when she left. Because I remember in the cartoon, in the animated series, which I wish they would put on Netflix, because that would be amazing.
I would watch it
in a heartbeat.
Yes.
Because first off, there's like 20 seasons, right? Like, well, it's not that.
There was quite a few.
But there were a lot.
If I remember.
Yeah. So, either way, but I thought there was a couple times where she left or like she was super sad because he wouldn't give her any credit, which I thought was great that they brought that up. She was like, oh, Mr. J always took the credit for all the things I did. Yeah. I'm going to leave it to that because that's one of my dislikes too. But anyway, she was like, oh, all the credit that I did, Mr. J would take credit for it and blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, that's how, shitty relationships work. And she would leave and then he would bring her back and she was like, you made me feel bad, blah, blah, blah. You made me this. And he was like, it's okay. And then all of a sudden she would get that like super high voice, like, you know what, Mr. J? You're right. So, yeah. So I thought there should be more Joker because they should at least showed him it kind of like Suicide Squad trying to get her back. Because what is he just non-existent?
I guess
anymore? Like just we don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody's afraid of the Joker. Where is he at?
Right.
You can't be afraid of something. Okay, whatever. So I was like, all right,
yeah.
I'll try to do this in a somewhat order. It seemed like a sitcom rather than an actual movie. When she went to the house with the little girl, I was like, what the fuck is this? I didn't give a shit about any of that. I really didn't. I was like,
oh, and they're sitting there eating cereal, watching fucking Sylvester and Tweety cartoons.
I was like, this isn't funny or interesting.
That's fair.
I was like, okay. So, things that if it's not funny or interesting or plot moving, why the fuck is it in the movie? It had nothing to do with anything.
Yeah.
Like, I can see if it was funny, it had nothing to do with anything, but it wasn't. And I was just like, oh, okay, cool.
Oh, you mean like a fucking hyena pet?
I like that, though.
I liked it, but it also had nothing to do with anything.
Yeah. But I think, didn't she have a pet hyena in the
comics?
show?
Like in the shows and comics?
Yeah.
Yes, she has. But they did nothing with it in this.
Yeah. I mean, what could you really do? And that's fair.
Something.
I get what you're saying.
Could have done something.
Yeah.
I mean, in the thing where how she got it, she fucking fed a guy to it.
That was fun.
And then they didn't go back to it at all. And then it just fucking got blown up, but didn't die.
Yeah, that was weird too.
And then it was at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Sorry, these are your dislikes, not mine.
But yeah, so it felt like a sitcom in as much as like there's certain sitcoms where like everything is important in an episode, but also there's some things that don't really matter. And like in this movie, I was just like, okay, keep it pushing, keep it moving. Like we don't need to see this, going back and telling the story 5 different times. That seems like a sitcom to me. It seems like, okay, this episode we're going to talk about this little part of it's like How I Met Your Mother, right? Like we know we're going back in time each episode, but we're also going to talk about the present in each episode. I've never seen How I Met Your Mother, by the way, but that's what I think it is.
You're not missing anything.
I know I'm not. So sorry. But yeah, so it's like all these. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like it was just annoying. That's just how I felt about it. That was the feel. Let's see. I got 3 more.
That's it?
And yeah. This didn't feel like a Harley Quinn movie. I know it is one. It's supposed to be one. You know what it felt like to me? And I'll tell you what I wrote down. A story of someone named Harley. It didn't feel like a Harley Quinn movie.
Okay.
If she even... Did the accent get better to you? Because we talked about that last time.
We did talk about that last time, and I was really trying to pay attention to it this time.
Kind of.
I feel like the parts where it was her doing voiceover, spot on.
Okay.
Like during all the animated parts in the beginning,
yeah.
Yes. During a good amount of the movie, I feel like it was kind of there.
Yeah.
But there is also, again, parts where it was not there.
Yeah.
but I'm not a vocal coach.
That's fair.
I moonlight on a podcast. I'm not out here to tell anybody how to do anything.
Fair. But I mean, whatever.
Yeah, but I'm gonna, because if you're gonna do it, if you're gonna say it, I'll agree with you.
Yeah.
Didn't get any better for me, to be
Okay,
honest.
so
voice.
If we take out the voice, would you even think it was Harley Quinn?
No.
Not even a little bit.
No.
It didn't feel like a Harley Quinn movie. I was like, okay, so there's no Joker. And she was continually getting her ass kicked. She wasn't good.
She was drunk a lot.
She was drunk. It seemed more like a middle-aged white lady just got a divorce movie. Like, oh, I'm going to live out my college years because I've been at home taking care of all these kids.
I'm going to go party it up and get drunk.
That's literally the first hour of the movie. I was like,
yeah,
what fucking universe is this?
And her getting a sandwich, an egg sandwich.
Which I enjoyed. That was a like.
I know you did. I know you did like, because you were like, man, I like my breakfast.
And then she didn't even eat it because it got knocked out. And I was like, okay, this is dumb. This is a dumb movie.
Biggest tragedy in the movie.
Absolutely. I was like, oh,
that poor sandwich.
That poor sandwich.
Nobody gets to eat it or anything.
Yeah. So there's that. That's a dislike. Like Harley, I didn't care about her at all. This could have just been a Birds of Prey movie, and I'd have been like, okay, cool.
Right, without her.
Is Harley Quinn a bird?
I
I don't know if she is, but that's what I mean. Like, where's this? Like, I understand this has something to do with the comics, but you got to tell me why there's a Birds of Prey. Now, the Montoya chick, Huntress, and Black Canary, when they team up at the end, spoiler alert, Birds of Prey.
Yeah,
that makes
like,
sense.
This is what they call them.
That makes sense.
Great.
But the Fantabulous Emancipation of Harley Quinn, when?
Yeah.
When did that happen? When did she got free from Joker? Did she? Because she still kind of really wanted to be with him. And she talked about him the entire movie. So, what the fuck? When?
Yeah. He's living in her head rent free.
Exactly. And I didn't see a point in this movie where I was like, yeah, Harley Quinn, you got it.
Yeah.
No, not one time. I was like, I was just hoping she get shot one time or something. Like, nothing ever happened to her. And I was like, one of the worst parts of the movie was one of the worst parts of the movie was when the Black Mass hits her and she starts dreaming and she starts singing and dancing.
Oh, I thought that was entirely unnecessary.
I was like,
because I really thought it was going to either go on longer,
yeah,
or be shorter.
Either.
And if it's going to be shorter, why do it at all?
Yes. Why do it at all anyway?
Yeah.
Like, it would be cool if, because I think there's some dream sequences in the animated movie where Harley Quinn gets fucked up or something and like knocked out or something, and she'll do something like that, but it will like kind of make sense or at least be funny. Or
at least be funny or entertaining.
That's it.
I didn't find it to be
none of that happened. So to me, I was like, which goes into my next dislike. I wasn't interested in any of this story. So I know you said I only have certain dislikes. The entire story, I could have cared less about a little fucking diamond.
My list is growing as we go on, to be honest with you.
And I'm not even gonna lie to you, I really missed the part where they're explaining the diamond, and so
They explained it very briefly.
Well, apparently there was something on the diamond that you could read.
Yeah.
Didn't hear that at all because I was like, "What's on Facebook at this point?"
Yeah.
Because I think that's what I did, or I might even fell asleep. I don't know, but literally, I had no interest in this. I was like, "Okay, so this is about her." Again, I'm just going off the title, Emancipation, right? So I'm like, okay, she's free from Joker because she blew up the Ace chemical plant, and then she continues to talk about him for 2 hours. Mm-hmm. Okay. Cool. Okay, let's move. I was like, so none of that happened. I didn't see any freeing of anybody. So I was like, I'm going to shelve that, and I'm going to give this movie a chance. Birds of Prey, go. Okay.
And it just sat there.
Okay. Oh, 5 minutes left in the movie? Hey, they're teamed up. Like, that was it.
Like, for realsy.
The last...
Without her.
10... Well, no, not... Well, that too.
Oh, okay.
But the last 5-10 minutes of the movie is when they actually all teamed up. And I was like... Yeah, honestly, Huntress could have did all this. Everyone else could have just sat down, because that's what I thought. I was like, Harley's no use. That hammer was way too small. I was like, no. No, no, no. The little kid was just a little kid, so I get that. Montoya was getting her ass kicked. Who is she? And Black Canary, she could fight. Don't get me wrong, like she was doing everything. But man, these
With
guys,
a bat.
She picked up the bat and used it way better than Harley Quinn. By the way, maybe that's a bias, but it's a good one. Yeah, just didn't give a shit. Overall, the movie, I thought it was funny. There was a lot of things where I laughed a lot, and I was like, man. And then at the end of the movie, I'm like, why don't I like it though? I laughed at a lot of shit, and I was like, but I don't like this.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's never happened to me before.
This was like a reverse Aquaman for me, where like there was a lot of stuff in it that, like, why? Because Aquaman, I was like, why did I like this? Like, I didn't really like the main person.
See?
And then in this one, it was actually no, it wasn't like a reverse Aquaman, because this one I still didn't like the main person, and I didn't like the movie anyway. So
this is more like Superman.
So this is another it's another fucking Man of Steel. If there was a, no, we'll
Fair.
get to it.
That's fine.
We'll get to it.
So I've gone on way too long, so I'm going to give my last, like, the after the if we had never known about the after the credit thing, and
that's kind of my fault. I looked it up.
I didn't want to blame it on you, but
no, I'll take it.
That's fine.
Because you looked up the one for Justice League, and I was like, "This is amazing." So I got to see if there's one for all of them.
That's fair.
And this one, fucking, oh my god!
Literally, if it hadn't happened, my rating of the movie would have been better.
Right.
But because that happened, in my head I was like, "Oh, I'm taking off a point." I literally was like, whatever it was. Let's just fake. Give you a point. Let's say 6 out of 5, right?
Oh my!
I took it down to a 4 out of 5 because of that credit scene. I was like, "Fuck this! Fuck you, movie, for fucking with me."
Yeah, because even when credit scenes don't have anything to do with anything or don't lead to anything, they could at least be something or be entertaining. Like the fucking Captain America one for Spider-Man. Yeah. So you waited till the end of the movie.
Hilarious.
Great. Loved it.
Hilarious.
Or the fucking Deadpool one. Like, oh, you still here? Where they do the fucking Ferris Bueller's Day Off thing.
So fucking good.
Great. It didn't have anything to do with anything.
You mean when they did the Michael Scarn thing? Because he did it first. Let's be real.
But when they did something, it was funny.
Yes.
This one was stupid.
Dumb. So that's it. I'm done with the dislikes. So on you. Okay.
Dislikes. I'll keep it fairly short. The story was all over the fucking place. All the flashbacks and like weird flashbacks.
Yes.
And like 4 minutes earlier. Or this didn't. Or I'm telling the story wrong. I gotta. No. Just tell the story right. Because every time you stopped doing it and did your little fucking voiceover thing, like, oh, that wasn't right.
Yeah.
Or no, here's how it really happened. I just got annoyed.
And it wasn't funny.
It wasn't funny, and I got annoyed. And next is like Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to Margot Robbie, but
the worst part of the movie.
I don't care for her as Harley Quinn. I don't know if it's Margot Robbie. I don't know if it's the way that they're choosing Harley Quinn to be. I'm not a fan of it.
Not at all.
Because I'm not a huge like diehard fan of the character as it is. Like I don't mind her. I don't have anything against her. Mm-hmm. But I'm also not. I don't have a fucking Harley Quinn T-shirt. I don't have like. Yeah. I have a figure of Harley Quinn because it came in like a loot crate that I got. Oh, okay. And it's her with like a hyena on a leash, and she's got a giant fucking hammer over her shoher, and it's like 3 inches tall, and it sits on a shelf.
And it's a giant fucking hammer, not a small one.
Exactly.
Well, let me stop.
And that, her character in and of itself is fine, but the way that she is in these movies, I don't like her.
Dumb.
Next dislike. I'm gonna try to just blow through them.
There was
no big villain. There's no big villain moment.
No.
Yeah, because as much as I did enjoy Black Mask and Ewan McGregor as him, he didn't get to do anything that made me think that he himself was a threat.
Yeah.
Because he was like, oh, I got all these dudes. I'll send like 50 fucking dudes after these people. Yeah. And then when they fight through to get to me, I'm the boss. Like, I got to do something. Yeah. The kid killed him. Yep. The kid killed him because she like fucking street magicked a grenade into his pocket, and when he had her in a headlock, which is fine. Yeah, but they couldn't do it after someone beat him up a little bit, or after he beat somebody up a little bit. Right. He had her in the car and got away with her. Yeah, and walked into a fucking dead end, and then let himself get blown up.
Yep. Harley Quinn did nothing about any of that.
She didn't do a damn thing. She had one bullet in her gun and she missed.
She missed. Yep.
Stupid.
I listen. I do not disagree with you.
Bad on her and bad on this movie.
Yes.
But not bad on you, Ewan McGregor, because this wasn't your fault.
No.
You sweet baby. This wasn't your fault.
You sweet, sweet child.
You've done nothing
You young
in your life ever.
Yeah.
Never done anything wrong in your life.
Never.
I know this, and I love you.
Couldn't even talk yet.
Yeah, like he's made out to be this threat. He's like this imbalanced person who no one wants to fuck with because he'll make you dance on a table and cut your clothes off you and just have everybody just fucking embarrass you. But he's apparently not dangerous enough to
Do it himself.
stand up, to do it himself to a fucking clown person with one bullet in her gun who can't shoot him.
And here's the thing. I didn't write this down, but I thought this. I was like, so they showed Victor's ass cutting off faces.
Mm-hmm.
And then they showed Victor's ass doing other stuff. And I'm like, is he going to kill anybody? Because he didn't kill anybody.
What, Victor's ass?
No, Black Mass.
Oh, no.
I don't think he killed a single person.
I don't think so.
And if I think about it. So I was like, man, so really the villain is Victor's ass?
I guess. Yeah, as soon as you just started saying that, I was like, man, they could do a fucking Zaz movie. If I was a bad guy, I'd watch it. I'd go with you to watch it.
Let's do it.
In the social distance theater, I'd go watch it. Maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
But, yeah, like I thought he was cool villain, but he didn't get a villain moment.
No.
He
I
didn't.
agree.
He didn't get to get his ass kicked in a cool way by any of the good guys. He didn't get to do anything at the end because he got a lot of screen time during this movie.
He did, actually.
He got a lot of time, and that made me like him more and more. And it's like, oh man, because like with a villain, you kind of want to see them go down at a certain point. Like, oh man, this dude's really doing some shit. Like he's got to get something good back on it. Nah, they fucking blew him apart with a grenade, and that was it. They're like, oh well, that was it. Who wants tacos? And it's like, great, another fucking joke that didn't make me laugh.
The tacos joke. Here's the thing. You know what I was thinking about? The funny part, not even funny, it wasn't funny at all, but the ironic, dumb part, whatever it is, was when he was monologuing and Harley Quinn was in a chair and he was like, oh, I'm going to do this. And she was like, just stop right there. I know what you're going to say. And then he went on again. And that went on far too long.
Yes.
Then he punches her, I guess. And then she starts dreaming about the dancing.
That weird fucking dance thing. I thought about it during.
This isn't funny.
Yeah, no, it didn't add anything to anything. It didn't go anywhere. It went on too long. It wasn't even like a quirky, weird way to like scene transition.
Nope.
And that's what I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be like she gets, after she got punched and she suddenly was like a cabaret dancer or whatever with all these dudes in black masks. And she was singing, Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend, because the fucking MacGuffin in the movie was the diamond.
Yeah.
And I'll get to that in a second. But this fucking dance sequence goes on, and then it kind of fades out. And I think he hit her again, and then it went right back into it. And yeah, that was it. Yep. Like, there was no thing like, oh, well, like, he could have, let's say this is how it goes. He hits her, and then she's in her little dance sequence thing, and then she walks out a door that happens to be in this red room that she's fucking dancing in, and suddenly she's outside, which was the next scene.
Yeah.
That would have made some sense. Like, she could have walked out. She could have walked at the door, like, in her fucking dancer outfit, and then walked out the door, like, holding her fucking head or something, because she just got decked.
Yeah.
Instead, they were like, oh, here's this weird little fucking scene that makes no sense. Well, doesn't necessarily not make sense, but adds nothing and is unnecessary.
Yeah. Facts.
And goes on for longer than it should have.
Way longer.
And next is like the diamond.
Mm-hmm.
It became inconsequential at a certain point.
At some point,
you didn't even fucking see it again after the kid ate it, which,
I get that.
Because they were going for the thing where like the kid had to poop it out.
Yeah.
And great, a poop joke in a movie. No one's done that before. Which, not every gag doesn't have to be fucking the first time I've ever seen it. But they they weren't even funny with it.
I agree.
They're just like, oh, you're either going to poop this diamond out or I'm going to cut it out of you. Because you can't make a kid throw up nowadays.
No. It's too far gone.
Great. But the diamond itself, they said, it had the secret location of the Bertinelli family treasure on it.
Yeah.
Great. How do you fucking hide... How do you hide something in a tiny... First off, when they said that, I was expecting this diamond to be like
Massive.
like a Chaos Emerald fucking
Massive.
giant thing, like a softball. It was tiny. It was like the size of your thumb.
To the ward on the ring.
And yeah, so like the kid lifted it out of Zaz's pocket like it was nothing because it was tiny. And then she ate it because she was in the back of the cop car and she was just hiding all the shit that she had just stolen, and they're not looking at her. So yeah, you can just eat a diamond. You can shove a watch down your shirt and you won't get searched later. You can put a fucking credit card in your cast and no one's gonna search it.
Let me tell you what wouldn't have happened. A kid swallowing a diamond.
Right.
You know, first off, diamonds are hard.
Yeah.
And they can scratch everything. Her esophagus would have been fucked.
When I was a kid, I couldn't take a pill. I couldn't swallow a pill.
This bitch swallowed a diamond.
I swallowed a Dorito wrong one time, and I felt like I swallowed a fucking diamond. Like I like chewed it once, like, and I felt every fucking corner on that thing as it went down. That kid wouldn't.
No.
This kid Houdini, like she's like got some keys down there.
I think it's the. I think she becomes a villain. Mrs. Esophagus or something. I don't fucking know.
One diamond coming up.
I can't.
We made this gag like gag literally a few times during that fucking scene. Like that is a crown, you horse's ass. Like she's a fucking magician. Stupid. But the diamond didn't come up again until the very end, when they're like, oh, and by the way, the kids shit the diamond out, and they used the money. Somehow they got the money. That could have been its own movie, like treasure hunt movie or something.
Yeah.
But no, they're like, oh, she got her family fortune, and now she's fighting crime with the money. The end.
That was it.
And here's Harley and the kid and the hyena that didn't die in the fucking house explosion, eating egg sandwiches in a car, and she's wearing an ugly fucking suit.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the movie.
That's it.
And
that's the thing. They made her into a good guy, but a bad guy, and I didn't like it.
yeah, which is fine because that's what they fucking did in Suicide Squad also.
Yep.
Like, you can be an anti-hero, but you can't be funny.
No.
Because you can try to be funny.
Or entertaining.
To me, at least, you can try really, 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 really hard to be funny and entertaining, and it all fucking falls flat on me. I didn't care for it.
It would have been great if she'd had some music behind her or something. Something, because, god damn, she was boring as fuck.
Yes.
Sorry.
The
Your
whole
dislikes.
That's it. Honestly, the whole movie was, when we started watching it, or before we started watching it, it was on the Amazon screen, and we were like, I pointed out, or I think you said it, you're like, hey, this movie's got 4.5 stars. So let's go into it with that in mind. And I looked at it and I was like, 4.5 stars. It's also got a 6 out of 10 rating next to it from something else.
IMDb.
Let's go into this. And 4.5 stars is 4.5 stars is too damn high. Show some respect.
Same.
No good. Did not deserve 4.5 stars, and it'll get its time on the Slushie meter.
Oh, damn right. You're gonna get your chance.
Play the fucking Undertaker music for this one because it's sending it straight to hell.
$10,000 and a chance at the title. Yes. That's all your dislikes?
That's it.
That's all.
The
quote
whole
unquote. Yeah.
Most of it, except certain actors and characters.
Yeah. Same.
Because I didn't even mind the soundtrack in this one.
No,
because there was a lot of music in this one, but there was a lot happening, even though it was kind of boring.
You know, that's another thing. There was a ton happening, but nothing at the same time.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
And I meant to say it during the movie, but I figured I'd save it for this. This is the first time, I think, in a movie or show that I've seen Gotham City and it's colorful.
The bright.
Yeah, because like she's running through it, looked like a Chinatown area, and there's like street vendors and all this shit. And I was like, oh, none of these people look poor. None of these people look like they just got their shit kicked in by a man in a bat costume.
The only time it even looked like it was at the club, and even then it was just
the abandoned fucking amusement park that was all shades of gray on the outside and foggy. It looked cool.
I was like, ooh, okay.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, this is Gotham City.
Yeah.
Or the foggy dock area with the weird mannequins that she shot at instead of the bad guy. Like those things, I was like, this is Gotham City. Not to say that something bright and colorful can't be Gotham City, but it was just weird to see that because it was daytime.
Same.
It was daylight. There were people around that weren't fleeing in terror from a man in a bat costume or committing crimes.
And the Batman didn't show up once. The Joker didn't show up once.
Didn't show up once. And the movie was about the GCPD, and I was like, man, I hope we get to see Fucking
Commissioner
J.K.
Gordon?
Simmons is Commissioner Gordon. Not even a mention of him.
They didn't have
Not even
money
a
for
mention.
that.
Oh, I'll run this up. I'll run this past Commissioner Gordon. See what happens. No.
And another thing
Dumb.
they did was they tried to change her entire look, and it's like,
And she still looked the fucking same.
she kind of did look the same, but like if you're gonna change her look, change her look. You know, don't give me the cartoon thing. They gave us Jester outfit, Harley Quinn, and it was like, oh, this is me, and this is me diving into a vat of acid, and this is me this, and this is me this. And then they don't even bring back the Daddy's Little Monster shirt. It's like until the end.
Yeah.
It's just, this is a keepsake. How are you free of the Joker if you keep keeping his shit?
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Slushy meter.
Slushy meter. She bob and she roll and she getting that slushy meter.
I'm in love with the slushy meter. You go first.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, why not?
And okay, I hated this movie. I wanted to give it easy for me. I wanted to give it a 2, but I'm giving it a 1.5. I would never watch. I would never watch this movie again.
Oh my!
I will.
I'll do my best George Takei voice for this one. Oh my!
I'm clipping it. I made sure it was
Do it, yeah, because we might, because there might be sound bites and clips in
There-
future episodes.
there might be, guys.
And I'm all about it. I'll do some clips.
Yes.
There's a free one for you.
All of them. Yes. I want to give it a 2, but it's a 1.5. I'm never gonna. I am never gonna watch this movie again.
Dang.
Never again.
And honestly, I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna give it a, because I think I gave Suicide Squad like a
Yes.
A 2?
A 2.
I'm gonna give this one a 1.5.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because I went into this not seen it before. I wanted to give it. I did give it a chance by watching it. I wanted to like it. I went into this movie thinking it can't be as bad as Suicide Squad, and it somehow managed to be worse. Even though I didn't really like Suicide Squad, I would watch it over this.
I would too.
Even for all the things I liked about this movie, like Suicide Squad, I could just like turn on and not pay attention to and look up. I was like, oh, that was cool.
Yes.
It didn't matter. This one, I could look up. I could be doing something else, look over. I'm like, I just saw this fucking scene 10 seconds ago. Because it's another fucking flashback.
Because even in Suicide Squad, it's like, oh, there's a Joker. He didn't get any screen time. Oh, there's Batman. Oh, okay. There's Deadshot. Oh, okay. I like these guys.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that fucking cool ass fire monster. None of that fucking. Black Canary. The only thing that was one of my likes though.
Yeah.
1.5 because I like 3 people. That's why. Everybody got a half a point. And if that wasn't for that end credit scene, I would have definitely given it a 2 or 2.5. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I would have gave it a 2 or 2.5.
Just made me mad.
Because I was like, oh, this is mediocre at best. Then I saw that scene and I was like, fuck this movie. I just
roasted.
No. Because what was the point? Okay, and we didn't talk about this, guys, but the last end credit scene, Chris looked it up and it was like, there is no end credit scene, but there is an end credit scene. What did it say?
They
something?
said there was something.
There's something that's dumb.
And we were both like, oh, if it's not a scene, what could it be?
And I said it. I was like, it's probably a voice. And I was thinking of the end of Endgame with Iron Man and
like
that.
Like the hammer
Yep.
sound.
I was like, oh, that's probably what it is. Or something like that. Like, just joking.
I wish. If it had been like a Joker laugh or something, that would have been something.
I would have gave it a fucking 4 off that. Fuck you. I wouldn't. I'd have given
it a 2.4 maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you're right. But no, seriously, it was, so the scene goes, so she goes, oh, you guys stuck around for this long? Okay, I'll tell you a super duper secret, super deep secret. I don't know what the fuck she said. And then she goes, so Batman is...
Yeah, or did you know that Batman...
And it went
just,
blank.
And then just fucking ended. I was like, oh, it didn't even...
I was like, you...
Didn't even try to make a dumb fucking joke. Like the whole other... Like you weren't doing it the rest of the movie.
Right.
Ugh.
You son of a gun. That's all I thought.
Son of a bitch.
I was so upset at that part, and that made me... I was like, no, I don't like this movie now. Like, to say I hate this movie... There's only one that I can think of. There's only like one other movie that where I'm like, this is dumb. And it's a movie called The Box, and it's dumb. I've told you about this, with Cameron Diaz and Cyclops. And James Marsden.
From Sonic.
Yes. Oh, yeah, he was in that. I liked him in that. Damn it, I forget about that.
I did like him.
I forget about that. I just call him Cyclops.
Same, yeah. Because that was his name, like James Marsden or something. What?
I think he is. Yeah, he's in the box. Yeah, I think it's him. Because he's also in, we got to watch this, Superman Returns with Brandon Routh.
Who is he? Is he Jimmy Olsen?
No, he's Lois Lane's husband that she gets with after Superman. Yeah, after Superman. Because remember...
so fucking he gets to get cucked again in a superhero movie? Lucky bastard.
Yes. Yes, he does. But anyway, yeah, the box was just trash. I hated it. But I'd watch that again over this. So, there, 1.5.
Nice.
You're saying 1.5 too?
I'm going to agree.
Okay. That's it, guys. That is on a depressing note.
Yeah, what a downer.
Maybe that's why they were like, you know what? Fuck it. We're out.
Yeah, they're like, all right, we're going to reboot this motherfucker.
They're like, Justice League, amazing. This was shit. Fuck it.
Ugh.
And that's the thing. They had already started doing all that other stuff before this came out. So they already knew.
They knew.
They were like,
they're going to love this.
We should probably do something different. But they're bringing her back.
Yeah,
God
again.
damn.
I know. She's coming back.
Why did I remember that?
Not anybody. It was what? Her, Amanda Waller,
Boomerang.
and that's it.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because there's no one else.
Yeah, because Will Smith's not coming back.
No. Because Idris Elba's in it, which I might watch.
Will Smith's not coming back. They're adding a million fucking people.
Yes.
But like he's not. Deadshot's not in it. Killer Croc's not in it. Mercifully.
No, Deadshot is in it. It's just Will Smith's not in it.
Oh, who's okay?
Idris Elba.
Oh, he's playing him?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I said. I was like, I'll watch it for him.
So they kill him off in one cinematic universe, and he's like, yeah. I'll do another one.
He was like, hey, I'm free.
Hey, do it.
I love it.
Get after it. Get your money.
He's great. So that's what I was about to say, Charles.
Yes, Charles Minor. I am aware of the effect that I have on women.
I was going to say the same thing. Yes. Yes. So, and then they add here's the thing. The fact, I was like, ooh, that one Saturday when all that DC shit came out, I was like, oh, this looks good. Then they were like, Suicide Squad 2, I don't fucking know what it is. Reboot, don't care. But it was like, oh, we're adding this and this and this. And I was like,
a ton of characters.
oh, with all these characters, this movie's going to be trash.
Right.
That's all I thought.
They couldn't do this fucking movie with 4 characters.
There was only 4. Also, I thought there were going to be more Birds of Prey.
I kind of did too.
You can't say birds and there only 4 of them. It's not birds. It's not even a flock.
It's barely
not even a fuck.
birds.
Like it's a goddamn. Hey, there's a couple birds outside.
Yeah, there's some birds of prey outside, and there's 4 birds. I'm like, where are they? Where are these birds?
Yeah, it's like I could take on that. That's easy. That's nothing.
I mean, I couldn't take on these birds because I'm just a guy. Oh my.
Maybe.
Whoa. Replay that George Takei clip for that part. I say it like it wasn't me doing it.
So either way,
we totally got George Takei to do a guest spot on this episode just to say that.
Bang bang.
There it is.
Worldwide. Either way, that's our review of Birds of Prey, Harley Quinn, something. Who cares? And
not us.
Sad way to end the DCEU, but we will, right after this, we are going to, in the next bonus episode, we're going to do a ranking of all 8 movies.
Independent from the individual scores of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just
based off of
scores are scores, but like as a universe, we're going to kind of rank them.
Yep. So it's 1 through 8. So stay tuned for that. With that being said, make sure you follow us on Twitter at Slushie Review. YouTube, search Slushie Review. Subscribe and like all the videos. That'd be great. Catch us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever you find podcasts. Other than that, anything else, Chris?
No.
Don't go see this movie. Do not buy this movie.
Don't sit on your couch and stream this movie.
Don't.
If you value your time.
Unless you're a huge Obi-Wan Kenobi fan, that's it.
Yeah.
But don't do it other than that. Okay, that'll be it. This has been Keith.
Yeah, and Chris.
And we'll see you next time.